And we are live. Just a little freestyle. You know, it's the dog days of summer in the league. So we just here talking about the game, man. And you know, it's me, Trav, Coach Les is in the building. He may join us here in a second. Hopefully Ham and Germ can join us. But you know, we decided to hop on the line and talk about the game real quick. And I think we were just kind of first and foremost, we would be remiss if we didn't start with the passing of a true champion on and off the court. Bill Russell passed away as we're taping this at age 88. So first of all, he lived an incredible life on and off the floor. 11 NBA championships, 2 national championships, 2 state titles in the Bay Area in high school, an Olympic gold medal, and maybe more important than that, what he did as an athlete standing up during the height of the civil rights movement and speaking up for Black people, and just a true champion, man. So obviously none of us were old enough to have seen Bill, but I think you just look at the record books and you look at the impact, and it speaks for itself. So, man, R.I.P. Mr. Russell.
Ultimate winner. That's when it's said and done, which it is done for him. You look at him, you don't even look at the percentages. I seen some with some percentages, and it had a special spur that's fixing to get ready to go to the Hall of Fame that has basically won like 71% of his games. Manu Ginobili, percentage-wise, winner, but ultimate winner, trophy case, accolades, all that. Bill Russell is number one on the list. So you gotta recognize that.
You think about it like this. We talk about Jordan winning 6 titles. Jordan played essentially 14 years. 14 years. You know, yeah. I know people go 6 for 6, but you got to count the other years too. He won 6 titles in like 14 years. We like, man, Mike was dominant. Bill Russell won 11 and 13.
That's you got dominant and you got domination.
That was domination. 2 seasons in 13 seasons, you didn't win the chip.
You didn't win nothing. Come on.
I don't care about who you playing against. I don't care about era. You win the chip 11 out of 13.
Greatness.
And then you was the player coach the last year. You player coach.
Mm-hmm.
So just unbelievable, man. If any of y'all out there who have kids or people who are getting into the game, just have them do a research project on Bill Russell.
You'll learn a lot.
You will learn an incredible amount. So we wanted to start there. But we don't really have a topic, man. You know, the trade mill has kind of died down. That may never happen. So this is just our kind of chance to talk the hoop. So this is kind of a little show and tell situation. So Trav, what was your topic,
man? It has something to do with like Bill Russell. This is before he passed. And the thing that I had is like when people pass, we tend to then acknowledge them and give them their flowers after the fact. We put that title, the GOAT, at the end, and there's nothing to be said after the fact. We're gonna do it a little bit different. And I'm just gonna ask you, Big Shot, and if my guy Worldwide in the background, he can answer this also. But I'm gonna start with you, Big Shot. Who is a guy that we need to give their flowers to them now before they leave? This person needs their flowers. They need their flowers right now. It can be current, it can be past. just somebody that need their flowers right now while they are still in the land of the living today.
I think any of our greats, when you talk about guys like Kareem probably be the first person I think of. You talk about somebody who is arguably, I'm not a fan of the GOAT conversation, but if you were to tell me like who are the greatest players ever, to me it's really only like two people in that conversation. And it's Kareem and it's Mike. And Kareem is somebody who, like Bill Russell, gave so much to the game, won a lot. Somebody who was, quite frankly, mistreated by the press, not really given his flowers when he was a prime player. Kareem is somebody I would say is probably somebody we definitely need to acknowledge for sure.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Who would you pick?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
It's a guy. It's a guy, and I don't want to be that homebody, but he don't get the recognition that he deserves. Me personally, as a fan of this guy, I don't care about it, but he don't get it. And that's number 21 in San Antonio. Tim Duncan. He do not get it. He do not get it.
Duncan,
give him his flowers as he is on right now. He need his flowers.
Duncan, I think if you were picking if we were really strict on positions, and we were saying, all right, who are the best 5 ever? And you had to really stick to positions, he's the best power forward
ever.
If we really gonna do strict position discipline, I think he is the best power forward. Now stay in San Antonio. David Robinson. David Robinson is probably, alongside Patrick Ewing, probably 2 of the least talked about all-time great players ever.
Worldwide.
Speaking of all-time greats, we got our main man, Coach Les, who's going to have to change his Zoom name because there's been some professional development going on. So you got to change that.
He already feeling good. Look at the hat.
The hat, hat. He's in all white Frankie Beverly settings. You know how we do it.
Just came from the beach, man. Just came from the beach.
Look at rubbing the beach and rubbing the sand in our face.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's jump in right here, Les. We talk about giving people their flowers while they're alive, and we talk about the past and Bill Russell. Who's a player that you feel like we don't talk about it, current day or in the past, that we don't talk about it enough?
How can I put it? He may not, and I think the culture gives him his flowers, but I don't think like just the how can I put it? Like the media. And for me, it's Allen Iverson.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think us, like growing up in the era, you know, the people that was in that era, I think we do it. I think we do. You know, that was in that era. I just don't think the masses give him that love or give him his flowers, because you got to think, AI was in the land of. It was a time he was doing what he was doing in the land of giants.
Yes,
and it was doing it at a time where the wing position also was the land of giants. He was doing what he did when Mike was in the league, Shaq was in the league, Kobe, T-Mac, Vince, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. I could go on and on from that time that AI stepped foot in 96 until probably around maybe 08, that he was pound for pound, and you know how to relate this to boxing when they talk about pound for pound, no matter the weight. Pound for pound, AI was the best player in the league.
You know what?
From 98 to about 05. I think
You
it was
know what?
7
You
years.
know what's funny about that, Les? You talk about the props that we get for the culture. I agree with you. I think he gets more props for the culture than for what he was as an actual basketball player.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at him at 5'11", 155, 160, you talk about he played in the Shaq, Duncan, Dirk, when it was a power forward, big guy, heavy era, bigger wing. You talk about the McGrady's, the Kobe's, the Vinces, the Pierce. And he was arguably the best scorer for that period at 5'11", 160.
Yeah, I just think pound for pound, AI. If AI doesn't get talked about as one of the greats, we have all we always go. I mean, AI. Not saying that he's, but in my opinion, AI is top 10 to 15. Top 10.
We had some, we've had several of them, like best two guards, best point guards, like in 94, like who is your best? And I've definitely not seen AI on lists multiple times.
And you know what's the crazy thing about it though, is that AI is probably the only guy that has played in that previous era that don't do nothing but love on the new generation.
Yeah.
He loves he loves on the new generation. He does. Oh man. Like, he loved on those guys.
Love Dame. He loved Dame. He loved Curry. He loved them guys.
His affection for Kobe and how he admired Kobe in a sense. Like, man, he said he is a serial killer. So yeah, you can't talk about and AI saying, okay, Mike is great. That's my idol. I look up to him. LeBron's a bad boy. He said, but you can't talk about them two if you can't mention Kobe. And coming from AI, coming from Allen Iverson, that mean a lot because he went to battle with all three of them.
Yeah.
He took on all three of them. He got Mike at the end, Kobe the whole time he was in the league, and when LeBron, when he kind of started to get out of it, he had Bron. But it's just like, man, dude, like AI, man, I don't know what they're doing in Philly. I don't know if they got some. Do they have a statue? Are they working on the statue? Or
He got his number retired. I don't know if I don't think he got the statue though.
I think in
Philly,
Philly,
he got his number retired.
That team that he took to the finals in 2001.
Yeah.
He needs a Medal of Honor.
Bad squad.
He needs that Medal of Honor that Forrest Gump got. Seriously, because that was amazing.
He did that. He was the man.
Trav, you got another one? A guy who maybe needs more credit or doesn't get enough?
I'm kind of thinking if you got one, you can go ahead. Something's gonna pop up in my head in a minute. So if it's anybody else that you got,
I think, and we talk about a lot of the guys, and we talk about, and Ham says this all the time, this league has never been about parity, right? Everybody just can't win. Everybody doesn't win. And so you've either played in the Jordan era, the Shaq Kobe era, the Spurs era, or the Golden State era, or some era of LeBron. Like those have been like the dominant pieces, but basically like 30 years, essentially. And if you weren't on any of those teams, you either didn't win or you didn't get recognized. So you think about guys like at the 2 guard position. No, they weren't Mike. But you look at guys like Mitch Richmond, Reggie Miller, Steve Smith, like guys who were one of them. You just playing in the era against Mike. Like, and I look at somebody who that's gonna be him in this era. Look at somebody like Brad Bill. When it's all said and done, Bradley Bill's numbers, when you stack his numbers up against everybody else, you're gonna be like, damn.
At elite status.
But Bradley Bill is playing in the era against the Hardens. For whatever you want to say about how this is ended in LA, Russell Westbrook's numbers are going to blow out a lot of people despite the lack of success. Bradley Beal is going to be one of those guys to me in this era who we're going to see like in 20 years. I'm like, shit, Bradley Beal was a bad dude.
Mm-hmm. And now that you say that, one that just popped out, a lot of people may not agree with me on this, but I had to really straighten somebody out 2019 about this guy's play. He went through hell and back on the Toronto Raptors. Mentally, wasn't in it. Hyperventilating all through the games and stuff. They getting beat. But my guy Kyle Lowry, man. Kevin Kyle, man. What he did in 2019, along with Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to just still keep doing what he's been doing. When he leaves, they probably gonna be like no GOAT status or whatever, but for what he's done, he doesn't get recognized for what he do. He does not.
Kyle
is that's just one of my the way he plays,
Mm-hmm.
like he ain't the most athletic.
Yeah.
He's not the biggest. He can be pound for pound one of the strongest. But it's right here. It's right here that he has for me. So
Kyle is somebody. If Kyle was playing in like 88, he'd be perfect. When you play with the pure point guards, when you playing Mark Jacksons and Mark Prices and John Stocktons, and you're playing with like guys who were the pure point guards.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Lowry's playing in the era where the point guard is a scorer. You're playing in the Trae Young era. You're playing in the Dame Lillard, the Curry era, where your point guard is scoring that. But you're right. He one of them guys that you like, when you look back at, you like, he tough.
I got one in today's game.
Go ahead.
I got one in today's game. And I hate injuries. I hate injuries prevented him from taking that next step to superstardom. DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
And I'm about to say this, and people may think I'm crazy, and I don't care. I watch basketball. I study basketball. A lot of you don't. He was doing the same stuff that we're seeing Jokic do.
Better score. Better offensive player than Jokic.
And could score better. There is a reason why he was the 5th pick in the draft.
Yeah. Oh, pre-injuries, DeMarcus?
Man, Sacramento, DeMarcus Cousins, man. Shoot.
Even when he got to New Orleans, though.
Man,
Him and Anthony Davis without
Anthony
that
Davis.
what was that, ACL?
The
Yeah.
Achilles. He went down with the Achilles first.
The Achilles, yes.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, he was doing that stuff. Go back and look at the numbers. Since we like to read numbers, go back and look at the numbers. Go back and watch how he played.
Yeah.
He was doing the same stuff Jokic did. There was no surprise why he had success when he got signed to Denver this year. There's no surprise.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
They could take Jokic out and know he wasn't moving the same as he was 6 years ago. Like, we know that. We're not, absent of that. But he was doing those same numbers. Go look it up. He was scoring the ball better, rebounding better. He could pass. Maybe he wasn't as flashy with his passes, but he knew how to pass. He knew how to get a guy the ball.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's a guy that we're gonna look back and we're gonna be like he's gonna be like how we look at T-Mac, Penny, Grant Hill, Derrick Rose, those guys that had injuries derail them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're gonna go with, like, 10 years from now, we're gonna be like, dang, man, if DeMarcus Cousins didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
That is one of the biggest what ifs. What if DeMarcus Cousins doesn't get hurt?
Yeah.
Is Anthony Davis still in New Orleans?
Yeah, because you could have built that team around those two.
Man, them two monsters there. Beats by the pound, man.
And they're complementing each other. Shout out to Beats by the Pound, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to them. KLC Beats by the Pound.
And it's quite fitting that you said that with New Orleans.
I give y'all another one. You talk about giving your flowers. Think of it going more back. Think about the era of power forwards that you had, like early 2000s to mid 2000s.
Ridiculous.
When you talk about Duncan, Dirk, C-Webb, Rasheed, Chris Bosh,
KG.
The off night was like McDyess and Kenyon Martin.
But you're forgetting one. It's one you ain't said.
Who?
It's one you ain't said. And he went through a storm against every last one of them you named.
Mm-hmm.
It was Amari Stoudemire.
But you forgetting one too. Jermaine
O'Neal.
Yes, but Amari went through him.
And he did. But I'm just saying.
But Jermaine was one of them too, though. I mean, that league during that time was a power forward era. That
97 to about 07. It was power forward after. It was a bunch of them.
Yes.
You're talking about even somebody like David West was like David West was like a middle of the road power forward then. He was awesome.
But think about this though. This goes back to what Trav said. You said 97 till about 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Who graced our presence in 97? Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan started in 97.
97 to about 07. The Spurs wearing off what?
99, 3, 5, and 7. 4. That's 4 championships.
So he created a demand at that
of a power forward. You need a power forward to win.
To do so, yeah.
Like just think about that. It's funny you say that because you go back to like he created the demand. Just like right now, and I make this joke the other day about the Lakers and all the wings they have, but LeBron created a demand to make sure you had more. You have multiple wings.
Mm-hmm.
Boston is perfect. They got two big wings that are top 25 players.
That can get down with anybody.
Like, they're going to be tough to beat. Like, this is what when you create the demand, there's remember when Hack-a-Shaq came around? Oh, we got to load up.
Load up on 7-footers so we can foul.
We got to load up. We got to get all these 5 men. That's why all these 5 men, a lot of guys was getting jobs, man.
Yeah. Got 6 fouls to use. Use them.
I mean, a lot of these wing players need to, LeBron changed. LeBron went back to changing the game because remember, beforehand when Mike was in, you had to have a few guys that could guard them and could give them a little trouble. Like, that's what they trying to do with LeBron. All right, we're gonna get our athletic guy on them that's just gonna trail them. No catch, make it hard for them. We're gonna get somebody bigger that could try to beat up on them. Like, the wing position is such a high demand. Lakers loaded up on all them wings.
And if you look at the draft this past year, everybody's between 6'6" and 7.
6'4" and tall.
6'4" and taller. Guys who can play a bunch of different positions, switch everything. That's becoming a league. But you're right though. An all-time great player can change what we're looking for. And Duncan was the power forward standard, and that begat all these other people.
And Lord knows I rock with KG. That's my dude. Love KG. But man, Timmy just that.
Consistency. Just 22 and 12, 25 and 15. Every single night. It just book it every single night.
KG would KG give you a 41 point on a Tuesday, but then he might have 17, 13, and 7 on Friday.
Which ain't bad. But
Tim is going to be 23, 12,
every
and
single
on Tuesday,
night.
Wednesday, and Sunday.
He does it in his sleep.
That's Giannis right now. Giannis is going to give you the same numbers
every night.
Every night. Giannis is going to get 25 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks, 5 assists, 3 blocks.
Book it.
Right in the book. Just consistent. Now, Coach, I know you had a topic based off of a somewhat controversial tweet. It wasn't that controversial, but let's talk about it. Regarding D'Angelo Russell and his thoughts on athletes and basketball players. Talk about it.
I believe the tweet, let me pull this up because I don't want to misspeak. Oh, the NBA is full of athletes, not basketball players. Respectfully. He's not lying though. He's not lying though. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But when we start talking about how the game is declining and all this, I mean, at the end of the day, like a lot of guys are getting drafted off measurables. Getting drafted off what's your measurables? That's why they taking the guys so young because of what they can be. And a lot of it is based on their athletic prowess. I commit it was a draft pick that probably left a lot of us as a head scratcher because the young man didn't play a lot. He didn't produce a lot, and he was a first round pick. and not to take anything away from him because he's changing his life. He's one of 5. He's going to be one of 5,000 in the whole entire world in the last 76 years to play this game and to play in the NBA. It was just like, man, wow. His measurables tested out so well that somebody was willing to take a chance on him. It wasn't about the basketball players. It's about what they feel they could make him. Okay, he's 6'7", 38-inch vert. He got this. Like, okay, we can find a place for him. We got all the developmental shooting coaches in the world where he can make about if he can make 1 or 2 threes, he's playing that wing position we talked about. He's playing that wing position, and okay, we can he can help us in some way or form that way. And it's like it is though. Like in I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he always give me a hard time about because I go with Michael Jeffrey Jordan as the greatest player that I've seen, is because he's actually the greatest basketball player. You talk about LeBron James. LeBron James is the greatest. He's top two, and whatever which way you want to put it, but he's top 2 greatest athlete we've ever seen basketball. He is, and him and Will Chamberlain are the greatest athletes to play basketball. That don't mean they're the greatest basketball players ever. Like the things that LeBron can do from an athletic perspective is godly, God tier. Like that's on that level. Like athletically, he's that. He's that. He's that. On the basketball side, I don't put him in that category as the greatest basketball player. I put him as the greatest athlete. Will Chamberlain, like Will with 7'2", ran like a gazelle, high jump, volleyball. And then man knew karate, I think he did. It's so many but you know what I'm saying? It's so much going on with that. I just think like LeBron and Wilt are the greatest athletes to play basketball. But I don't think they're the greatest basketball players per se.
I think go ahead, Trey.
I agree with it 110%. Case in point, I'm just gonna name a player, Josh Smith.
Oh, phenomenal athlete.
Freak of nature when it comes down to running, jumping, everything. Put his skill set on the line and see what happens. He barely can buy you a shot at Walmart. He can dribble just enough to get to a certain spot. Skill for skill, he's not it. But you got Josh Smith potentially to do what he has given you, run and jump. And a big body that is able to contain somebody like a LeBron or can challenge something like LeBron. Get him out. When he was at Atlanta, that was the perfect role for him. Run and jump. Run and jump.
He spent 14 years in the NBA.
Running and jumping.
Think about that. He spent 14. And he has some good seasons. He has some good seasons.
And then look at the flip side of that. The back-to-back MVP can't jump over a phone booth.
See?
Got arguably 2 of the best 5 players in the league. Got minimum athleticism. You talk about Luka and Jokic. Minimum. They got big bodies. They got great feet and they got big bodies, but they not running and jumping.
Unbelievable skill.
But unbelievable skill. So And I think it's also interesting that D'Angelo wanted to say that because he wasn't considered a great athlete.
Great athlete. He wasn't.
He's not considered a great athlete. He's a tremendous player, and has had a real, despite being kind of around the league, D'Angelo has got numbers everywhere he's been, but he's not considered a great athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think there's also a little bit of a little bit of professional jealousy. Because I think in D'Angelo Russell's mind, which I'm not even telling him what he shouldn't believe, I believe there's guards that he believes he's better than that he don't get the credit for.
Oh, that young guy there.
And I can think of one. Now I ain't trying to start no trouble.
Oh, you starting trouble.
But it's gonna be trouble.
You starting trouble.
I believe D'Angelo look at somebody like Ja Morant and say he's not a better basketball player than me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's not a better basketball player. He can run and jump better than me. But he ain't better at basketball than me. And Ja has become like the next big star in the league. And I'm sitting here like, man, he is not better than me.
Mm-hmm. That sounds pretty accurate to me.
Or someone like a Trae Young, or someone like Donovan Mitchell. D'Angelo Russell probably sitting how like somewhere in Louisville in his crib in Louisville, like, man, ain't no way. Them dudes are better than me. But they get all the everything. I don't
get
get
the limelight, they get everything. They get the talk, they get the press, they get it. They get it all. They get it all. And you don't get it. But I mean, D-Lo, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. The concept of that tweet, I get it.
I do too.
I totally get it. I get the concept. And that's what made me pop that first, because we was talking about that tweet, I think on a group text I was in. And the first person that popped up in my head is who I had quoted, and that was Josh Smith.
Oh,
perfect example.
Josh Smith,
perfect example.
Stromile Smith.
Stromile.
Running and jumping was all you had to do.
I ain't never seen nobody do a drop step and do a windmill off a drop step. Stromile Swift did. Ridiculous.
But to Coach Less's point, look at someone like Paul Pierce.
Oh God.
Paul Pierce ain't cut out of granite. Paul Pierce ain't jumping 40 inches off the floor.
Not cut out of granite. No.
But but guess what? When we get in between them white lines, Paul Pierce giving out mini buckets to people that are faster, that run fast and jump high. Does he know how to play?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I know Les will feel this point, because I know this is kind of one of his guys. Look at what's happening right now with Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook athletically hasn't lost much of anything. Right?
Right.
He ain't lost much. But the skills are going away. So he can still run and jump, but the skills going away. Now you become a liability. Become a liability.
Mhm. And then it's going mentally to him too. That's the thing, though, man. Mentally.
And look at Steph. Steph, 34, never been that athletic. Absolutely dominating dudes that are way more athletic than him on a regular basis.
Mhm.
Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. He had no answer for Steph in the finals. None. Zero answer. He the stronger, quicker guy. He couldn't guard Steph in a phone booth with a GPS attached to his ankle, man. Yeah. D'Angelo was right on that.
He was right. That's the thing. He was absolutely right. I get it. I totally get it. Because now the league is drafting off potential. They're drafting off length, size, and potential. Pause.
Homeboy got drafted in the first round of 3.7 a game in UCLA.
The guy from UCLA, yes.
3.7 points a game. I've never seen that. It's like Daniel Orton. Shout out Daniel Orton, though, but still. Yeah. So before we close out the Freestyle Sunday, I mean, anything else y'all want to just as a rapid fire talk about? You want to just drop in?
Man, I mean, I ain't got too much, man. I just enjoy what we were just talking about earlier, man, especially with worldwide with the whole thing, man. I mean, D-Lo went live, man.
I got a question. I'm definitely want worldwide answer on this. The
What's
TBT final is Tuesday. So Les and Trav, oh man, the question, I love it. Les and Trav are big Kentucky fans. So summer 2023, under TBT rule, let's assume everybody's in shape. Who is the starting five on Trav and Les's TBT Kentucky alumni team next summer? Let's assume everybody's in shape, they all good. But it's got to be TBT rules. So they're not in the league.
Tyler Ulis.
Tyler Ulis, yes, that's first. Tyler Ulis is at the point. Oh, Tyler Ulis, and nobody can be in the league.
TBT rules. They not in the NBA.
We already got the point guard spot taken with Tyler Ulis.
Tyler is one. I hate to say it. I hate the freaky say
No.
I hate to say
No. 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 Don't.
It got to be one.
No.
I ain't got to put two.
Okay,
there are others.
Brad, you say yours, and then you say who you say yours.
No,
okay,
I gotta go. I gotta go.
Y'all agreed on Tyler Ulis. That's one.
Tyler is the one. Tyler is the one. Yes.
And Trav, on your team, you got. Don't say it.
There are others.
It's. I believe you. Let me. Oh God. You know what? College Stein is not in the league no more.
Okay.
So Willie College Stein will be in the TBT. So I got Willie College Stein.
Okay. I'm going at the 2. I'm going to Ron Lamb.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because there are others.
Yes.
Remember that.
All right. So on left TBT Kentucky so far, he got Euless and Lamb. Trav got Euless and Cauley Stein. So who next?
I gotta get if it's another one, if his head is straight, I'm gonna find Terrence Jones.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right, that's Trav's third player. Les, who's your third?
I'm going Alex Poitras.
Yes, I likes that. I likes that too. I
All
likes
right.
that.
Trav, who's your fourth?
God, what's my guy name? Number one. He was in the league. He got drafted. He's on the 2012 championship team. God, what's his name? He was the senior.
Oh, you talking about Darius Miller?
Darius Miller. I'm going Darius Miller.
Darius Miller, 4. All right, Les, who's your fourth?
I need another wing. Need somebody that's gonna be able to stretch the floor, because we know it's all about shooting. Give me James Young.
He took him.
James Young's. All right, and Trav, your fifth.
It would it'll be Lamb. So my 5 is Lamb, Euless, Willie Cauley-Stein, Terrence Jones, and did I say and Darius Miller.
Darius Miller. Okay. Les, who's your 5? Your fifth guy.
Because it's TBT, and you don't see a bunch of bigs running around there. And the fact of the matter is that Alex Poitras would be a perfect TBT 5-man. James Young could stretch it out. Pause. And I'm going with Isaiah Briscoe.
Zay.
Because I got Tyler that can score a bit. Briscoe can get downhill, get to the basket. Because you know that TBT get real gritty and grimy. I don't see too many people staying in front of him. You got James Young and DeBron Lamb that can stretch the floor, and I got Alex that's just running around, rebounding, blocking everything. Briscoe is a big guard. He was a really good rebounding guard when he was at Kentucky. So yeah, so give me Tyler, Briscoe, James Young, DeBron Lamb, and Alex Poitras for the win. BBN.
I like that thing. As much as I tease y'all about Kentucky, in that format, that's both of those teams. I think you could get a lot done. I think, man, it shows you the TBT. You know, it just, you know, it's who he played for. It brings back all the memories, and I think a Kentucky team. I think Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, and Kansas could put together a hell of an alumni team for in that format. Just the guys they got who playing overseas. So I like that as a rapid fire. Ham joined us a little bit late, but Ham, real quick, we gonna end it with you.
When did I walk in? I walked in on the best of the Wildcat Lounge or something.
So the rapid fire question to end the night was under TBT rules, who would be the 5 players you would put on your TBT team from your favorite college team?
That's a good one for him.
So
And Duke.
Memphis.
Or Memphis.
So Memphis 5.
How far back can I go?
We're gonna assume they're in shape and able to play full court basketball.
Damn.
So are you first of all, are you going Duke or Memphis?
I can do one of both real quick.
Right.
I want to hear the Duke one first. That's the one. That's the one I want to hear.
Give me Corey McGinnis. Big 3 champ. I mean, he definitely fit in that mold. If he's healthy and ready to rock, give me Gerald Henderson Jr.
Mm.
You know what?
Lord,
As a
I'm
matter
gonna
of
get
fact,
there.
Corey Maggette is in the he's in the TBT. I think he was
Working?
somewhere in there.
Nah, he played in the
Or
Drew.
the
That was
Drew
Drew.
League. No, that was Drew League. That was Drew League. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Gerald Henderson Jr. Yes, athletic as well.
give me Josh McRoberts for the athleticism.
Yeah.
And he got some skill to go with it.
Yeah, a lot of athletes over there.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna need him in the TBT. You know, it's a lot of it ain't about hoopers no more, Lynch. You know, it's about athletes. Oh man.
Oh yeah, you.
This is where it gets harder at this point.
If you was going all athletic, I believe I got one for you.
Shit, you can still throw him out there.
Dante Jones.
I was thinking him, but I went with Gerald first.
Right. He's a better skilled basketball player.
Right.
Than Dante. Yeah. But I would figure you trying to go dumb athletic. There you go.
Ooh. Chris Duhon probably too drunk. Chris Duhon be full of them hurricanes. They in Louisiana dude too. Ooh. What I got? Henderson, McGetty, McRoberts. Give me my man Brian Zubik. I need some goon action around in that camp. Ski mask work with no ski mask with Zoo. He a national champ. He know how to get that pivot done. Can I my coaches, my bench guys, they wouldn't be included in this, huh? I couldn't roll with Shire, I couldn't roll with Nolan, I couldn't roll with Carroll, I couldn't roll with none of them, huh?
Whoever it's your TBT team.
I don't know if I want to roll with them. Because I'm trying to think about it in the context of who can still go, who probably can still go. Ooh. I won't say Greg Paulus. That would just be insulting to me. He wouldn't play for Syracuse anyway afterwards. He played football.
Might actually be the best quarterback in New York right now.
Yeah, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. Get me. Damn, man. How many I got now? 3 or 4?
Yeah, 4. Yeah, 4.
One more.
I was thinking somebody for you. I was like, you ain't gonna go to that cold weather climbing and pick this dude up.
The Trajan. The Trajan can still go here. Yeah, I would.
Got to.
The Kremlin might not want to let go of Trajan though.
They ain't got no other choice.
Trajan's a legend over in Russia, man. You know.
He got no.
Matter of fact, let's go with Trajan.
T. Langdon, man. All you gotta think about overseas elite.
Yeah. Let's go with Trey.
So we got 3 minutes left. Real quick. Memphis. We already seen Memphis had a TBT team and they didn't make it out the hood. But your team may make it out.
Man, that's okay, man. Let me get Omar Sneed. Let me get Snap Hunter just for the 1 year. And I know Snap still can go because he trained. Omar Sneed, Snap Hunter. Let me get Burks can't go no more
But that
after
would
the
be.
gunshot.
But we talking about in shape though. If he
But
go,
if I got him up and upright and in shape, I'm not leaving out that roster. Burks ain't leaving out that roster. He
BTW
not coming out.
finest.
He on that roster for sure. Let me get my man Rodney Carney. Yeah. And let me get Jeremy Hunt. I'm cool with that five right there because they can check up, they can score, they athletic, and they got plenty of grit.
I'm gonna ask you this. You say Jeremy Hunt. That's over Supreme Bay.
Yep.
That's tough.
Yep.
I can ride with it, but that's tough.
Can I get Chris Douglas Roberts?
That's who you
if I
want.
can get Chris Douglas Roberts, okay. Now we talking. But you talking about Supreme Bay?
Supreme Bay.
For North Carolina, give me the dude that Rashad McCants decided to become after he started fishing on everybody.
Oh my God. Man, this was a fun one, man. This is a fun freestyle, man. Again, rest in peace to the great number 6, the late great number 6 for Boston, 11 out of 13. Bill Russell. He lived a life, man. He lived a life. So on that note, man, Big Shot was here. He had to check out and do something else. My guy Worldwide. Got my guy Jay Ham. This your boy Trav, man. 94 Feet of Life. We signing off.